So here's the apparatus before it's been hooked up. Notice that there's a little tray here on the top wire for the mast that I'm going to place on it. Now here's the apparatus after it's been hooked up. I have a laser beam that's pointed at this mirror and it's reflected onto the wall. The power supply is turned on here, but the voltage is set to 0, so I don't have any current that is running through the apparatus. The top and bottom wires are parallel to each other and they're separated by some small distance. And I need to measure what this distance is. I need to measure this before I start the experiment. So I've marked the position of the laser beam. This is going to be my baseline position. Now I put a small mass on the top wire, and the top wire is going to be pushed down a little bit. Now it's difficult to see here because that distance, the distance between the two wires, is so small. But if I look at the laser beam, I can see that it is clearly below the baseline position. So the top wire has moved and it has moved down. So now what I need to do is adjust the power supply voltage until I get the laser beam to point back at its baseline position. When that happens, I will know that the top and the bottom wire are separated by the same distance that they were when I measured the distance between them. So initially, I measured the distance between the top and the bottom wire. I marked the position of the laser beam. If I get the laser beam to point back at its baseline position, then I know that the distance between the two wires will be the same. So I adjust the power supply until I get the laser beam back to its baseline position. Now I need to measure the current. So I want to know how much current is required for this balance to occur. So here's my power supply. I had to turn the voltage up to 1.4 volts in order to get the laser beam back to its baseline position. The power supply says that it's putting out 7.8 amps, but I'm just going to use my ammeter to get a better measurement for that to see if that's actually correct. So here is the apparatus. Over here is my ammeter that is measuring the current that goes through the apparatus, and I see that indeed the current is 7.81 amps. So I get an extra digit of precision with my ammeter, and that's the measurement.